There he spotted three 18th Streeters outside on the street talking. Nightmare allegedly got out on foot, crept up from behind, and domed the 18th Streeter. 2 additional shots were fired.
So you telling me this nigga creeped up on 3 people that was talking, he pulled it out, and hey man, so supposedly, man, this 16-year-old was a blicker. He was a blicker, man. He got down, he was crazy, he had plenty of bodies, man. That boy is up in the pole on everybody, man. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Hood War Stories.
Welcome.
In this episode, I'll be discussing the life of infant Nightmare. Dante Kennedy was born on December 29th, 1998, in Los Angeles, California. He attended Hillcrest Elementary School. He was raised in the Baldwin Village neighborhood of Los Angeles, infamously known as the Jungles, or the Jays, an urban fortress composed of high-density apartments and tropical vegetation. The Jungles are still unsafe today, but in the early 2000s, it was on another level.
Hey, I better not be
Those were the
stinking.
training day days. Guys 20 deep in red on every block, monitoring every car that goes in and out.
Ain't no more,
For a
nigga.
while, it was a no-go zone,
3 sips.
as you would enter at your own risk. Young black kids growing up in this type of setting more than likely get swallowed into the Black Pea Stones,
Right.
the gang that has its area on deadlock. This neighborhood is so deep and active that you basically are a member by living there. BPS recruits heavily, but the actual put-on process is not easy and is selective. Nightmare would join BPS in his early teen years.
Right.
Infant Nightmare.
Damn, bro, he like a cool ass kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? How did he even get affiliated to this? But they say like if you like living in there, you already in there, so you stuck. If you was born there, if you live in there, you're a part of them. You're the members.
Be a standout member from jump. He was considered a part of the 10% of gang members who are really active in the field. These are the real line pushers, patrolling the neighborhood and banging on people. Nightmare was always known to carry a gun. He primarily focused on the top shooters from rival gangs and prioritized knocking them off. By the time he was 17, he gained high status and rank within BPS. His earned rank was a combination of factors. Nightmare was super solid and very respected, and was very ambitious to get money. He had a good record with the hands and was always down to fight. Alleged bodies and numerous attempts propelled his reputation as one of the top young shooters in South Central. Nightmare was down to kill and do life in prison or die.
Bro, that dude, he definitely like that, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That first pick, and like you can't judge a book by its cover, bro. This man like that, bro. You can see in his eyes, brother. He like that, bro. They say all he wanted was the money, respect, and he was a top liquor, man. Hey, that's crazy though, man. He not to be played with, bro. These people not to be played with, bro.
In the process, after the rolling 40s and the Harlem 30s, Nightmare hated 18th Street the most. BPS and 18th Street's war goes back decades. In the mid-90s, a few 18th Streeters lived in the Jungles off Ursula Avenue in one apartment. They tried to set up shop and sling drugs on that block. BPS told them it was a no-go. When the Ursula clique continued to sales when things got hectic. After Ursula got pressed, the Rancho clique and some other gunners from other cliques responded with gunfire. BPS responded with full court pressure, shooting up Ursula Ave every day. Shootouts would occur from out the window onto the street and from apartment to apartment in the Jungles.
Shit.
It was so much heat the Ursula clique had to vacate the Jays and stay in the Rancho Park clique's hood. The Rancho Park clique were firing back on Ursula's behalf. Even black kids walking to Dorsey High School were getting shot. Most of the Ursula locals were wound up getting
Nah, that's crazy. Like, imagine going to school being a regular student, or like, just going to school in general, bro. And you just seeing people, like, you just hearing pow, 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 going all around this high school, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Hoping that you don't get shot or nothing like that, bro. And that gotta be scary, bro. That gotta be a scary feeling going to school every day, bro. Knowing, like, there's shootings every single day in the area you at, man. So, what I would say is, man, try to work your way out that area, man. You know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do to get out the area, bro. You don't want to stay in there for long, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's the Outsets clique. And that's who's been in the thick of it with BPS.
They're like so close by. You see, like, the BPS, like, they click right there. That's a big click. Then they got the other click right there. It's like 2 clicks, but they together. Then they got one big red click right there, bro. And they like so close, bro. They literally a drive down the street, bro. So, that was meaning to each other every day, basically, from what it looks like.
Smiley Drive clique. Nightmare was known for bouncing out, pop out, and shoot you type. But he also had a sneaky side. On one hot night, Nightmare ventured into 18th Street's turf. There he spotted 3 18th Streeters outside on the street talking. Nightmare allegedly got out on foot, crept up from behind, and domed the 18th Streeter. 2 additional shots were fired, but they both missed the other targets.
So you telling me this nigga creeped up on 3 people that was talking, he pulled it out, and he dangerous.
He gathered himself and fled off into the night. The sneak attack was allegedly one of his first bodies, and the 18th Streeters got a clear view of his face.
No
After
mask?
that murder,
You wearing no
Nightmare
mask?
briefly shifted his focus to another enemy that was in close proximity, the West Boulevard Crips. Allegedly, there was some back and forth dialogue being exchanged on social media. Threats like "you know what it is when I see you" were being sent. And it didn't take long. Nightmare allegedly spots him near the intersection of Crenshaw and Adams. These cross streets is a point of conflict, as multiple gangs lurk near these borders and often are bound to run into each other. After spotting him, Nightmare allegedly chased his victim down in the streets and completed his mission. There's no one Nightmare hated more than the Rolling 40s. In fact, this has been BPS's top enemy for more than a decade, especially among the younger generation. Nightmare labeled himself Mr. 40K, and he earned that title, shooting up the 40s on a weekly basis, from the avenues to Parkside, but especially the dark side were all getting lit up. Nightmare was putting in a ton of work and was becoming a true nightmare in the streets. His name rang bells, and his gunplay put everyone on notice. He was an active shooter and had no intention on slowing down. As Nightmare rose to one of the top doubters in the city, he began to prioritize killing other top shooters from rival hoods. Africa, also known as Tiny J Stone, was an extremely active, high-ranking member from the 89 East Coast Crips. Fast forward to July 29th, 2018, at 12:40 a.m. Africa is hanging out with Rolling 40 members near 43rd of Vermont. Nightmare and other BPS members all saw it that night, driving around looking for a 40 Crip to kill. They end up pulling up to 43rd of Vermont to find just what they were looking for: Africa and a few Rolling 40 Crip members. That's a 2-for-1 special in Nightmare's eyes. Nightmare then jumps out and specifically tries to kill Africa first. He lets off numerous shots, and bullets start flying. But instead of hitting Africa, a 40 Crip named Tiny Hardhead got hit. 2 others were also shot. Hardhead was pronounced dead in the street at 12:50 a.m. Nightmare and another gunman ran to 2 separate vehicles, which fled the scene. Tiny Hardhead was a factor in the 40s, and he was known for shooting and pressing the issue.
Hardhead is that trip.
They gon' phone your mic, bro. I ain't even no see making burger. I'm phone your mic, pop.
He on the phone calling his homies.
I pop that y'all niggas. Y'all niggas don't do nothing, nigga. I'm voting. I'll stay shooting y'all niggas.
Well, who that talking?
It's 4 of y'all though. It's only 3 of them.
Wish I need a burner, cuz. We don't got no burner. Let's get our head up, cuz.
Originally, when he was killed, there was speculation in the city whether it was the 5 Deuce Hoovers or BPS's work. But as Nightmare got away that night, Africa got a glimpse of his face. Nightmare was wearing a hoodie, and it was dark, but Africa was almost certain it was him. Africa then told the 40s who he thought he saw, and word traveled to the 50s. Tiny Hardhead was deeply connected to the 557s, so both hoods took this loss personally. Retaliation was guaranteed. The Jungles were shot up weekly for almost 2 months. And for good measure, the 557s and 40s also hit up 5 Deuce for a good 2 months also. The results were 3 people dead, but their main prize was still lurking around in the shadows. That's until October 3rd, 2018, shortly after 5 p.m. Nightmare was standing on the sidewalk with a couple brims in their territory. 2 people then walked up and began firing at the group, striking Nightmare and 2 others.
Damn.
Bodies dropped to the ground, and everyone tries to flee. Nightmare was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead at 5:51 p.m.
Damn.
Rumors spread that the alleged gunman was a Rolling 40s member and a stud from 50s, and some people were shocked that it was a female shooter involved. Now that the trophy was gone, BPS responded with full force, and the 40s felt major impact in the months that followed. After Nightmare's death, he was super dissed all over social media from various hoods. Rolling 40 members even dropped diss songs mocking his death. That's a clear indication of how much of a problem he was in the streets.
Damn.
The top shooters usually don't last long. The common outcome is either early death or life in prison. BPS is still honoring Nightmare to this day.
That's crazy, bro. So this man was in the streets just blicking everybody down, bro. He was catching people left to right, bro. He tried to take out every top shooter they had in the games, bro. This man was an assassin, bro. I don't even know how many bodies he had. I can't even count how many bodies he had from this video, bro. I don't even remember how many bodies he had, bro. But RP to everybody in this video, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that's crazy, bro. That's bro. Never judge a look, but never judge a person, but I can't even speak. Never judge someone off their looks, bro. Never judge a book by its cover. Never. Never, never, never. You just never know.